say this, I bet TV likes us. Yeah, good. I bet we kept people involved. They didn't leave the TV, did they? Wow. Now again, extremely resilient set of guys. Guys know how to compete as far as going to the next play, stay in the game, keep playing the moments. I mean, whether it's offense, defense, but we made enough mistakes in all three phases tonight. We're still not playing the football we're capable of, which at times is frustrating, which is also very encouraging. We're finding ways to win games, and we are getting better. There's no doubt. And so I see a lot of errors. I was very proud of the offensive line. We give up some pressure early. They got to us and caused a couple plays, but then we really found the running game and what we did and stayed with it in the second half. Very pleased how we ran the football, and we're able to do some things there. Third down percentage went way up, great on third down tonight. Scored touchdowns in the red zone. We didn't wait for field goals. I mean, we capitalized on opportunities. We had a couple mistakes we had 4 turnovers. To have 4 turnovers and win a football game on the road is tremendous. Defensively, come out, they hit us and made some plays, and we had some turnovers early and give up 24 in the first quarter, and then give up 17 the rest of the day. Hats off to Jacoby Brissett's a heck of a football player. I mean, he made some unbelievable plays tonight, and got to get guys on the ground. That guy's big and strong, and we tried to recruit the heck out of him out of high school. He was a heck of a player. Very proud of him and his efforts for them. I mean, it was fun to watch as a spectator, but not fun if you're the other coach. And but my hats, they played a heck of a football game. Dave's doing a great job coaching those guys. They got a very good football team, very explosive. Did some things on the offense, defensively, kept causing us problems. We kept had the critical turnover coming out second half, just a poor decision. And we had one late was a poor decision, which is very uncharacteristic of Jameis. Other than that, I played almost a really heck of a game. I mean, he really did play a heck of a game. The big third down scramble again. He always finds ways in critical moments to be able to make plays. Whenever they covered down the field, his legs came to life at the right time. Very proud of Carlos. Got a 100-yard game tonight. Big runs in that regard. Had an uncharacteristic drop by Rashad on a punt. I mean, our best player who's played his tail off, but again, came up with 11 catches and just played his tail off. You know, Bobo Wilson, all those guys did a real nice job in the game. So those young defensive ends, Featherston and Pugh, really come in and give us a lift and cause that big turnover on the edge. You know, we got to keep playing those guys. Those guys are going to be really, really good football players for us. Got some guys banged up inside. We've got to continue to play those young guys and develop them. And had tightened the coverage up after the first quarter or so, made them throw in some tighter windows. Darby and those guys locked them down. Again, I thought we punted the ball pretty well tonight in the punting game. Of course, Roberto kicked the ball off well. We covered kicks. Once we got those balls in the end, we were keeping them inside that 25-yard line, 20-yard line, winning some field position battles. Very critical there. Again, I covered about everything. But, you know, we keep proving that we have ways and guys are keep emerging. That's the thing. There's a lot of young players on this team. I think we have a lot of great young athletes. What we got to get to a lot of great young football players. And there's a difference in how you got to do things, even the older guys and some things we do. But that just takes time. We got to keep putting them in the fire, and they're getting better, and they're making plays. But I mean, they jump out at you. Every now and then they'll burn you, but still they're doing a great job. We got to continue. We got to coach better. Got to do a better job. We knew coming in here, this is always an extremely tough place to play, and they've always played us well. They've had great quarterbacks in the past, and they got another one. When they do that, they're always a heck of a football team. And but our guys battled. Very proud of them. And again, we got to keep getting better. We're a team that's, you know, developing and growing, and good thing about it is, frustrating thing, we're not playing great football this time. Good thing about it is we're not playing great football this time, but we're getting better, and we still got our best football ahead of us, in my opinion. But I'm very proud of the culture we've created here and the way our team competes in battles and finds ways to be victorious. Questions? You covered about everything. What do you think?
The first quarter, was it just, did they just throw so much at you? It was all
nah, just momentum. They come in, they got us in a, with the first touchdown, if you look, we got a linebacker free off the edge. I mean, we got the perfect, we just missed the guy, we missed the tackle. And he steps out. When you're in zero, I mean, you got to get the guy on the ground. And then he throws a touchdown. I mean, it was a great play by Jacoby. It's a great call. I mean, they didn't have him blocked. We're running straight. Then we score. Then we had to turnover the very first play. We got a guy open, and we just get a protection breakdown. He gets hit as he's throwing the football, which happened to them eventually after we got up on him enough. And they got a short field. Then they got up 17-7 and 24-7, and we battled back and got back to 24-21. That was the thing, I think, the key, getting back to a one-score game going into half. We're disappointed that we had the turnover coming out. We got pressure, and he stepped up. He should have dumped it in the flat, and he tried to get the ball to Nick. We need to get the ball to Nick. They were really bumping him and banging him coming off the line of scrimmage, and we didn't get the ball to him as much tonight. But he did block extremely well tonight. And did great there. We opened up some 4-wide stuff that got some of those young guys out there and got them the ball.
Jimbo, can you talk about Jameis's ability to put all the noise around him to rest and
it's almost, you know, it's a sanctuary for him to come back and play, and that's a very rare gift to be able to do that, and he's able to do that and come back and because he loves to play, and he can do as well as anybody I've been around.
Can you talk about that third down run you had there?
Oh, again, that's it. All right, they elected to cover for once and didn't blitz or come, and then when they all ran off, that's the thing about him. Everybody says he's not a runner. That guy runs pretty good. He makes big runs when he has to, and again, whenever that moment comes up, certain players are able to make certain plays. He's one of those guys. I mean, he's one of those guys that can just keep doing it.
Jimbo, how concerned are you about the missed tackles?
Oh, extremely concerned. I mean, we got to step on toe, and we open up with tackling every day, and we tackle our guys. I mean, they got great players, but they ain't no more athletic than our guys. We tackle every day. You know, and hit and step on the toes, hit on the rise, and you know, they got us in space, and we did a very poor job of tackling on defense. We really did.
Is that something that snowballs when it's not?
I think it does. The momentum of the game, and they had good players, and I think we were on the field a long time. I mean, you get that many. How many plays? How many plays they end up having? They had 87 plays. We had 71. They had 520 yards. We had 531. They had 87 plays. You're out there on the field a lot, and we were playing everybody we could play. So, but you know, you got to keep getting standing condition and getting better.
What allowed you to get that running game finally on track, the second half especially?
Well, I think we tried different looks. We got some different personnel groups, and we threw the ball well enough. I mean, we're throwing it well enough to hurt them at times and be able to create that. And then again, once you get them out there on the field, you physically you got to keep staying with it. And you got to keep pounding it, and we were able to get it going. That's the thing about running game that's disappointing in college football is the yards aren't measured right. I say this all the time. Sacks should not come off running yards. They should come off passing yards like in the NFL. So you get a misconception sometimes of that you may have even ran for more yards. For instance, how many we have? -5, so we actually ran for 171. They should come off passing yards if they're sack yards. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be careful on that. But I was proud of the way because we got to be. We've always been a balanced offense, and we got good linemen, and our backs are getting better, and had some big runs. Now Dalvin had a couple big plays in the game tonight. Very critical. Very happy for him.
Coach, can you talk about the NC State touchdown with 2 minutes to go, where Brissett kind of shakes off 2 almost sacks and then throws to the end?
You probably saw the replay more than I did. I don't know what to call that thing. I mean, that guy. I mean, that's just an unbelievable, strong, athletic. You know, but he made plays like that in high school. I mean, he did. He really made plays like that in high school. That guy is a competitor. He's a lot like the guy we got. Big, strong arm, can throw it down the field, can run, competitive, tough plays. I mean, he's very similar, and have a lot of respect for him.
Coach, could you talk about your offense's ability to answer every time they took a double-digit lead tonight?
I know it was critical. They go up 11, we get back within 3. I just kept wishing. I got tired of the 11-3, 11-3. We were able to finally get over the hump. But you know, again, poise. You find out there if you're really confident in yourself, or you're a whistle by the graveyard guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you really got false confidence, you know what I'm saying? And our guys kept poised and were able to make plays, and extremely proud of that. I mean, that's what did it. You just kept, and I told them, if they punch you and they hit you and they knock you down, what guys hate? What people hate in the world? It's like a fighter, man. You get a punch and you knock him down. All right, let's go again. Get back up. Look at right now. Knock me down again? Okay, get back up. Eventually, people get tired of knocking you down. Now, I'd rather us not get knocked down. But at the same time, the resiliency to stand there. And sometimes when you take a punch, the best message you can send when they hit you hard, they're good. Here we go again.
Given
that's what our team does do. I mean, as far as that goes, whether last week it was the defense stepping up for the offense, this week the offense stepping up to replace the defense, we can take a punch and stand up and compete. Now, I'd rather start blocking some and dodging some and playing, but I mean, there's something to that now. And I'm going to tell you what, that takes time. That's a culture. That's the way you think, the way you believe in each other, and there's a lot of inner trust in that locker room.
Given the history here, the last few times Florida State's come, and then to have things happen like Rashad dropping a ball, and
that's what I said. I said, Lord, of all the guys, Jameis throws a couple of knucklehead plays, and which he never does, and you know, Rashad puts a ball on the ground trying to make it happen, and you look up, there's still a lot of time in the game, but you know, you just as a coach, you got to be careful too. You can't think like that. All right, now what you immediately got to go to is, all right, how do I fix this? How do I transition this? How do I get our players back in that? And you can't think that way. So that thought gets in your head, you got to get it out.
But you didn't get the sense that the players had that thought at all?
No, I really don't. Our guys, I mean, I'm telling you now, if you want to fight, we'll fight. It's going to be 60 minutes.
Coach, do you know if the drama is over? Do you feel like you're past it now, or are you bracing for?
Seems like we got drama every time, on everything, games, everything. No, I think we are.
Jameis, you know.
Yeah, we are. I really believe we are.
Why?
I just think we are. I think we'll grow, and you're around people enough, and you see the changes and how hurt they can become, and how the other people, they realize that, how much other people depend on him and what they can do. And I know the young man, and I'm not saying he's perfect, but I'm still believing in him and very confident in him.
Was he the same guy pre-game and going through the game?
Yes, he was.
Exact same, like he didn't come out more amped or more hyped or anything?
No, I mean, he tried to, and I try to keep him from doing it. I tell him not to. I don't, because I think that's what he did the first game. You know what I'm saying? Trying to prove, you're trying to live up to an adage or what people think of you or what they do. And you can't, this game is bigger than anybody who's ever coached it or played it. As soon as you think you're the king of it, it'll take a hunk out of your tail. You just got to play it. You got to play it. And whatever hand you're dealt, you play, you react. And if you got to dump it down, dump it down. If you throw it big, throw it big. As soon as you're bigger than sports, that's why sports is so great. Nobody's bigger than sports. The game is always bigger than any individual or coach who ever coached it. Because every one of us has been bit or stung.
What was Rashad like after the fumble, and kind of what does it say about him that he was able to bounce back from that?
I mean, just come over and ask me and say, I tried to run, coach. All right, go to the next play. Yes, sir. That was it. We moved on and take care of business. You look in that guy's eyes, you know he'll be back.
At this point, from that guy, you kind of expect that, right?
Exactly right. And nobody, and everybody else did too. They knew. They might be in trouble, but he's gonna do something else.
After the Clemson game, you talked about just 2 years ago what the loss here did for you guys in terms of fighting. Does it kind of come full circle, just the way this game's headed down?
It has. I do, as far as our competitiveness and willingness to keep playing and not. What I mean too is you got to go win games. You can't let hope people lose games. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they would say last week Clemson had a fumble, but we hit the guy and made him fumble. I mean, you got to think of it that way. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep playing and making things happen. This world ain't gonna give you anything. The game isn't gonna give you anything. Nothing's gonna give you. You got to keep playing every time, and I think our team has learned that.
You mentioned Featherston and Cook, but a lot of freshmen in this game played big roles.
Pugh was real good. 15. I mean, he was awesome. Rudolph, we got to keep getting that guy the ball now. I mean, he's going to be a real. And Herman Lane didn't get any, but those guys are starting to really come on. 8. Caught a couple nice plays in the game. Bobo Wilson had his first 100-yard game. He had 6 for 100. He had 2 touchdowns, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wow. Christian Green got his first touchdown tonight. Very excited for him. His first touchdown in his career. Very excited for him. So, all those guys keep coming.
What does it say? Just the fourth quarter, still early in the fourth quarter, you have Featherston and Pugh as your 2 defensive ends in there.
Well, I mean, the athleticism. Those guys now, just hang on. Those guys are going to be. Those guys are. Not the guys we don't have are like that, but they bring an extra adage of athleticism and length and size. The other guys are bigger and physical and can run. Those 2 are extremely athletic and just need at bats. It's going to be really special players, in my opinion.
So this game was a little bit reminiscent, for me at least, of last year's Boston College game, which was another early season game, similar kind of start.
You're right.
Can you talk a little bit about how it's different preparing teams early in the season and for teams that are playing early in the season in terms of what you can see? And
exactly right, what you know, and if they got certain games ahead of you that aren't significant games, that they can hide things, protect things, do things, and how they plan, which they did a great job of, which I would too. But also, first really true road game where, even Oklahoma State, we had tons of people out there. But, here, it was a hostile environment, nasty, sitting down in that pit. This is always an extremely tough place to play now. I mean, very tough. And they handled it all and kept battling through.
Coach, you guys 2 more questions. Coach has radio. You guys were losing the turnover battle late, and then
we lost it. With 4, how many did they have? How many did they have? 2. We had 4, didn't we?
But how big was that fumble by Jacoby on the sack? How big was that for momentum?
How big was the fumble by 80 on the punt? How big the fumble by Jameis early? All turnovers are critical. All turnovers change momentum. All turnovers do things, and that's the biggest #1 thing. That big plays, penalties affect the outcome of games.
Do you think you'll get Mario and Mario back?
I would. They were close. I'm hoping that, and we need them back. And I'm not going to say yes, but I feel very good about it.
What about the other injury situation for some of the guys that went?
I don't have enough. We got. I think we're banged and bruised really good. I don't know if there's any significant ones. There's a couple pulls that would be significant, but I don't know. I have to wait and see. I haven't been able to sit with the trainer now.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.